Good morning from Sacred Space at Titania's Realm. It's 9, can't quite read that. It's 9:38 a.m. on the 3rd of February 2024, and it just dawned on me, we're already into day 3 of February. Like, the last 3 days have just gone blip. It's amazing, people. Time feels like it's speeding up. So I went dancing last night, had a wonderful time. There was one young woman that decided she didn't like me and kept jumping all over me for quite a while before I finally cracked her shit. But I was very grateful that the security guard had my back and sort of moved between us and let her know that there wasn't going to be any nonsense. But I don't know what's wrong with young people. That was the second aggression that happened with a young woman during the night. When I first arrived, there was a young girl giving the fingers to one of the guys that was in the band, and his wife, being really inappropriate and awful. And there was almost a big fight then, which I kind of said to the wife, "Don't do it, honey, it's not worth it." And but we both agreed that the young were very aggressive last night. I don't know what was wrong with them, but it was a bit bizarre. Anyway, apart from that minor little altercation, because I hold my own in my little space wherever I am, wherever I dance, I had a lovely time, and was in the company of a nice couple that I actually remembered from many years ago dancing at Irish Murphy's. So we had a nice time together, and another lady came along. I don't actually know her name, that I've danced with regularly at the casino, and she also said to me that she was having trouble with a group of young people sitting behind us, which I hadn't noticed that they were being awful, but she said to me, "Oh well, I've out-danced them." So yeah, it was kind of the war of the young versus the more mature aged ones. It was very, very peculiar energy last night. Ramjet played magnificently as always, and we all had a very good time, in spite of the odd behaviours on the part of the younger people. So it must have been some cosmic shift. But I think I've had trouble with that young woman before. She's hassled me before, so sometimes when you're out in the scene, you make enemies, and all you've done is fucking show up and dance your dance. But because some of them have got, I don't know what's wrong with them. She's young and attractive. There's no need to get all vicious and nasty to an old bag like me, right? Maybe that's what the problem was. They don't want the older ones around, and they try and intimidate you so that you go home and prepare to die and take up knitting, which is what I joked about with the guy that was covering for Nathan with his wife. Said they just want you to just crawl away and die. Said, no, we've earned our right and privilege to dance out in the scene. We've been doing this a long, long time. And she laughed too, Nice woman, actually. So that was my night, and there was some man, when I ordered my drink, started to chat to me, and but when he saw that the bartender was pouring me a Jack Daniels, he turned to me and he went, "Oh, you drink Jack?" And I went, "Yeah, always, baby." I said, "I need to maintain control." And then he got all weirded out and sort of slunk away. It's like, I said to him, "I don't get drunk on Jack Daniels, that's why I drink it." And he was even more weirded out by that. Anyway, I don't have to justify myself to some man. He had a slight Canadian accent, and you know, or maybe American. It's hard to tell the difference sometimes. But I don't have to justify to some man about what I drink and why I drink, and it's just bizarre. But yeah, I guess I have street cred when I see them sling over the Jack Daniels to me. Like, really, people are idiotic. I find that idiotic. But you know, I guess if I was drinking champagne and lifting my little finger and looking a tad vulnerable, it would have turned him on maybe. Seemed a nice enough man though. He was pleasant to me, but he was intimidated by the Jack Daniels. Well, babies, if that's all it takes to intimidate you, I can't help you with that. So yes. Anyway, it's quite cute, quite cute. I'll just grab my tea. Decided to sit out in the garden, but I'm not exactly comfortable because it's hot and it's hard to position the laptop and all that jazz. But anyway, I've decided to have a go at reading out my stuff in my sacred space garden. Charlie's somewhere underneath me. I don't know where she went. Where'd you go, Charlie? Oh well, if she wants mama, she'll find a way to climb up to me. She's very creative and resilient, but like her old mother, birds of a feather flock together. So anyway, we've lost my mouse, we've lost my writings. I have to go back in like an intrepid little writer come artist come dancer come lover of life, right? It's really humid out here. It was a bad idea coming outside, people. I should have just done this in the air conditioning. And it's flipped right out of Vocal Media. I'll have to find the page now. Oh dear goddess. Well, while I fumble about with that, you can watch Charlie deciding if she's going to come over and stalk Mama T or not. What you doing, Charlie? What you doing, Charlie? Is you a good birdie? Is you a good birdie? I know. Did Mama go dancing last night? Yes, she did. It's weird. I got to sleep. I came home. I actually ate some pizza that I'd bought for dinner earlier in the evening. I was hungry when I came home. It was bizarre. So I had some pizza and I had some potato and sweet potato salad that I'd made earlier in the evening too. And I was watching some medium, giving his readings, but he was having internet troubles, so he had to drop out of the scene. So this was about 3:36 in the morning, right? I'm like, holy hell, Tanya, go to bed, I'd already taken off my makeup and everything. Anyway, so I was watching that. It was kind of interesting. Kind of hoping I'd get picked for a reading, but, it doesn't matter if I don't. I pretty much do my own readings now, my mad ramblings. And sad but true. Been bitten by a horsefly. And so anyway, I did that. I would have gone to bed around about 4 a.m. And I didn't actually have trouble falling asleep because I danced so hard the night before. That night, last night. And I woke up at 9 o'clock in the morning. I was like, man, that's only 5 hours sleep. But if that's all I want, that's all I want. I feel quite kind of energized. I feel like going dancing again. I think I'm on some kind of body type high. I can feel my body actually going. So it's probably from, the epic dancing and the adrenaline, right? We're sitting underneath the frangipani tree. It is lovely out here, isn't it? I am very blessed. I'm very blessed indeed. For all my little mad grumblings about nothingness sometimes, I am very blessed. I must remember that. And come on, Mousky, don't die on me. I need you. I'm still trying to get back to the page. It navigated away somehow. Oh my goodness, what a waste of time and energy. But we're getting there, people. Yes, we've found the right page. I don't know why, but when my February writings got published by Vocal Media, they must have been rejecting quite a few stories at that point in time because they're all over the place. They're spread over 4 pages. Pardon me. Which makes it hard to find. But I have found it. It is happening in a far out way. So, I thought it was on page 27, because it was on page 27 before. Oh dear goddess. Oh, that's because I'm on page 29. Okay, having a minor breakdown here because I thought I was on the right page. Can you believe it? It's almost magically disappeared. Okay, well it must have been page 26. We will get there, people. I am determined. Right, what's this say? Here we are, 26 it was. So if we flip out of the Vocal Media matrix again, we're on page 26, people. Just so I don't forget. Oh dear goddess. Alright, so we begin, come here Charlie. No? Alright, don't then. She's giving me a hard time too. We begin our readings of even date 3rd of February 2024. It's titled Dream Messages and Recalibrations. I use that word a lot in my writing because I'm in a constant state of recalibrating from one heartbreak or one disappointment or one fucking epic war or another in my entire life. So if I counted all the recalibrations, there'd be thousands, people. And I posted a meme as the title photo. I can get my mouse to work. Where is it? Oh, here it is. I write because I don't know what I think until I read what I say. Quote by Flannery O'Connor. It's very Irish logic, isn't it? But it makes sense. Sometimes you don't know what you're going to say till you write it down, and then you read back and you go, what is that epic piece of channeling I just did there? Who wrote that? It wasn't me. But it kind of was. But yeah, sometimes there's moments of such genius that I'm like, oh, Tanya, you could have been a famous author if you'd knuckled down and written a book. But you could have been a superstar if you'd knuckled down and had the right contacts and sold your soul to the devil. All the things. You could have been in a loving relationship if you'd just been pathetic and submissive enough. Oh, so no. I think I'll think it out again. Anyway, my comment underneath that meme about I write because I don't know what I'm going to say until I read it, I went, words to that effect. Let's repeat that. I feel like I've got lost in space again. I'm so lost in space, my mouse isn't functioning properly. Doesn't like being outside. Flannery O'Connor. I write because I don't know what I think until I read what I say. I write. Scratches crone chin. Well, anyway, my darlings, and I've flicked out of the thing. Oh, please God, don't let me have lost the whole thing again. Oh, phew, here it is. Okay, this is very anxiety provoking this morning. I'm probably still asleep. You're probably talking to my ghost. I'm probably lying in my bed still, and I've bilocated into the garden, and I'm not actually dressed and functioning at all, and you're talking to my spirit. But nah, I'm here. I'm here on all 4 channels, people. 3rd of February 2023, 9:30 a.m. I just drifted back into full consciousness from the astral. As I was ascending from the depths of dreamland, like a mist re-entering my body, I saw the numbers 12, 12, 25. What? I thought. What happens on 12, 12, 25? Might be someone's birthday or death day, or do they mean 2025? So some event yet to occur? Oh dear goddess, it's a worry. Well, not really, might be a wonderful thing. The date or time in the space-time continuum stayed with me until I fully synapsed. Important, don't forget, 12th of December 2025. So that's next year, isn't it? Anyway, a lot can happen in almost a year, almost 2 years. So we won't worry about it. Be funny if it ends up being an important date to me though. Maybe that's an exciting thought. Maybe one of my daughters has a child and it's born on that day. Jesus. Well, that's leaving it a bit late. My eldest is 38 now. But anyway, you never know. You never know what magic might happen for the Aaron's women just yet. I'm still dreaming of grandchildren, even though it seems very, very unlikely. I still dream of that. Isn't that sad? The biological imperative to go forward and create the next generation, which I'm not in any control over. It's a very humbling feeling to be old and not have your grandchildren. In the meantime, I have living to do, much to enjoy, much to achieve, much to retrieve, much to stand up against, much to fight. In 12 December 2025, I turn 59 this year, so I'll be 60 and a half, just over. I'll be exactly 60 and 8 months on the 12th of December 2025. Maybe that's when my true love manifests in my life. You know, the one they kept telling me would appear when I'm 60. Maybe that's it. Oh, that's ridiculous, isn't it? Thinking that. But you never know. Stranger things have been known to happen. Oh, being bitten by something behind my knee. I don't like being bitten behind my knee. I have to go and put some Rid on if they're going to annoy me that much, the bugs. Anyway, much to stand up against, much to fight. Love and light. But also the sanguine, fierce defiance in the face of my own mortality and global atrocities. I'm worried about the young people with their level of aggression last night. That's a bad augury. They're all getting angry and aggressive when they realise what's been done to us as a collective, and they're lashing out against older women as if it was somehow our fault. Maybe it was. Maybe we should have raised those scientists in those biolabs differently. But what can you do? We're not all responsible for that. It's a worry. It's a great worry. Anyway. There was just so much spoilt, entitled behaviour on the part of the young. But I guess that generation, a lot of them are spoilt and entitled, you know. They were always told how wonderful and perfect they are, and never told about real actual life where you have to grind down sometimes in the gravel pits of your own existence and drag yourself up by your own bootstraps. Some of those spoilt little ones have never experienced real hardship, don't even know what it smells like, and they should count themselves blessed. But yet, no, they're vicious to us, older women who have actually lived life, and some of us have fucking outlived life and our own expectations dozens of times. But yes, be kind to me, O Holy One, I write. You sent me back a dozen times and made me promises that even I do not know were not delusions or deceptions, but I held up my end of the bargain. I truly did. I kept showing up, no matter how hard it was, and I will continuously do so while I'm still alive. Now, where's my mouse gone now? I'm starting to get irritated with this thing. Alright, I'll just do this. I'll use the wheel. I worked at my jewellery with the meagre resources you sent me, and with my failing health. I proved my mettle and my honourable intentions. I co-created. I danced to my own oblivion. I loved. Excuse me. I rained down curses on my enemies, and I also blessed according to my will, and sometimes thine. I obeyed my intuitions, which saved me up to a point. I asked for a gentle, peaceful death, and you tore that away from me on my last languid breath and hurled me back into the fray. For what purpose, O God? Only to bear witness to the alien invasion and the insanity of these times that betrayed their own mortal bodies in the false hope of health. And me, your perpetually dying little one, has outlived her own expectations and railed against you, God, who allowed humanity to divest itself of soul for its love of money, power, and absurdist cyborg aspirations. We are animals, animals with soul, heart, and sinew, but we seek eternity as machines, as traitors to all that is holy, as some other life form not fit for this organic, beautiful planet, not designed by a higher power, a creator, to live in flesh suits and advance our souls via eons of evolution, only to sell ourselves out to mediocrity, homogenization, and eugenics. To sell our own babies out to something evil and inhuman and other human. DMT creatures showed us their presence in a parallel dimensions. Angels wring their hands over us, the thick-necked, stubborn, and too often easily led, blinded people. Like herd animals they harvest us, and after the way we stood silent to the suffering of other life forms on this planet, perhaps we deserve to be harvested like livestock. But I will fight for my small corner of existence, my hobbit feet trailing spiritual gold wherever they touch the earth, knowing that there is a great love in this world that sees us, those with love and courage and determination to be present and to bear witness and to adjudicate for those yet to awaken, to be born, to live. Earth angels, arise and shine in the glory of the Lord. Look neither left nor right, but see with ancient eyes into a distant future, and know we have earned our right to exist long before this COVIDian monstrosity, and we will be here long after, even as spirits guiding the lost and the damned home. But I am so tired, so very tired. I can't do this life alone much longer. I need the extra resources and the love to continue my walk, and light bearers to carry my dross and hold me precious. There were several who have done just that and protected me and kept me alive and sustained me. You know who you are. I am grateful. The dance goes on, but it is reaching a frenzied pitch, a hobbit toss, a proclamation before all souls on earth. Hold the line, hold each other, hold. I am always holding my heart, my broken but kintsugied by spiritual gold heart out to the multiverses. I am always in a holding pattern, pressed against an invisible, invincible glass ceiling, craning my neck like Alice in Wonderland, who grew too big for her boots. Ego and vanity, or as my daughter, infested by the you-know-what, so she lashes out occasionally, called me bougie or bourgeois. Well, it's hard to be entitled or bourgeois while barely existing in dire poverty, darlings. Just saying. If I were truly bourgeois, do you think I would be living like this? I took no vows of poverty, although I did reclaim my chastity after decades of vicious, callow, lackluster men used and abused me to the point of suicide. That celibate lifestyle also was a protective device. I have grown more powerful in my core, but I did revoke all vows of poverty and chastity a few years ago, and slowly, painfully, I began to blossom in my creativity and even aspire to owning my own business again, and yes, allow a true, devoted, loyal lover into my body again, in time, eons, by the grace of the gods, as I cannot endure one more monster ever again. So the holding pattern remains. What we have, we hold. There is great wisdom in waiting out the storms of life and outliving the false, feckless ones. Smiley face. Hang on, I've lost it again. Now I've got to get back. Oh, come on, computer. Why do you do this? Right. Phew, haven't completely lost it. It was just a little bit of a glitch in the matrix. 10:48 a.m. It's hotter than hell, and I know because I've been there. Smiley face. Time to shower and wash off the sweat and greet the day. Have a great day, people. And here's a not very pleasant photograph. Of a massive scar on my back from one of the